Hello, I am Adelaide Dixon, and I will be performing a part of Book 6 from Paradise Lost by John Milton. In this selection, Satan and Michael clash before the rebel angels are cast out of heaven. Enjoy! Now, storming fury rose, and clamor such as heard in heaven till now was never. Arms on armor clashing brayed horrible discord, and the maddening wheels of brazen chariots raged. Dire was the noise of conflict. Overhead, the dismal hiss of fiery darts and flaming volleys flew and flying vaulted either host with fire. So under fiery coat together rushed, both battles main with ruinous assault and inextinguishable rage. All heaven resounded, and had earth been then, all earth had to her center shook. What wonder when millions of fierce encountering angels fought on either side, the least of whom could wield these elements and arm him with the force of all their regions. How much more of power, army against army, numberless to raise dreadful combustion warring and disturb, though not destroy their happy native seat. Had not the eternal King omnipotent from his stronghold of heaven high overruled and limited their might, though numbered such as each divided legion might have seemed a numerous host, in strength each armed hand a legion, led in fight, yet leader seemed, each warrior single as in chief, expert when to advance or stand or turn the sway of battle, open when and when to close the ridges of grim war. No thought of flight, none of retreat, no unbecoming deed that argued fear. Each on himself relied, as only in his arm that moment lay, of victory. Deeds of eternal fame were done, but infinite, for wide was spread that war and various, sometimes on firm ground, a standing fight. Then, soaring on main wing tormented all the air. All the air seemed then conflicting fire. Long time in even scale the battle hung, till Satan, who that day prodigious power had shown, and met in arms no equal, ranging through the dire attack of fighting seraphim confused, at length saw where the sword of Michael smote and felled squadrons at once. The huge two-handed sway brandished aloft. The horrid edge came down wide wasting. Such destruction to withstand he hasted, and opposed the rocky orb of tenfold adamant. His ample shield, of vast circumference. At his approach, the great archangel from his warlike toil surceased, and glad as hoping here to end intestine war in heaven. The arch foe subdued, or captive, dragged in chains, with hostile frown and visage all inflamed, first thus began. Author of evil, unknown till thy revolt, unnamed in heaven, now plenteous as thou seest, these acts of hateful strife are hateful to all, though heaviest by just measure on thyself and thy adherents. How hast thou disturbed heaven's blessed peace, and into nature brought misery, uncreated till thy crime of thy rebellion? How hast thou instilled thy malice into thousands once upright and faithful, now proved false? But think not here to trouble holy rest. Heaven cast thee out from all her confines. Heaven, the seat of bliss, brooks not the works of violence and war. Hence then, and evil go with thee along, thy offspring, to the place of evil, hell, thou and thy wicked crew their mingled broils, ere this avenging sword begin thy doom, or some more sudden vengeance, winged from God, precipitate thee with augmented pain. So spake the prince of angels, to whom thus the adversary. Nor think thou with wind of airy threats to awe whom yet with deeds thou canst not. Hast thou turned the least of these to flight? Or if to fall, but that they rise unvanquished, easier to transact with me, that thou shouldst hope, imperious, and with threats to chase me hence? Ere not this so shall end, this strife which thou callest evil, but we style the strife of glory, which we mean to win. Or turn this heaven itself into the hell thou fablest, here, however, to dwell free, if not to reign. Meanwhile, thy utmost force enjoin him named, Almighty, to thy aid I fly not, but have sought thee far and nigh. They ended parley, and both addressed for fight unspeakable. For who, though with the tongue of angels, can relate? Or to what things can liken on earth conspicuous that can lift human imagination to such height of godlike power? For like as gods they seemed. Stood they or moved in stature, motion, and arms, fit to decide the empire of great heaven. Now waved their fiery swords, and in the air made horrid circles. Two broad suns their shields blazed opposite, while expectation stood in horror. From each hand with speed retired, where erst was thickest fight th' angelic throng, and left large fields unsafe within the wind of such commotion, such as to set forth great things by small. If nature's concord broke among the constellations, war were sprung. Two planets rushing from aspect malign of fiercest opposition in mid-sky, should combat and their jarring spheres confound. Together both with next to almighty arm, uplifted, eminent, one stroke they aimed that might determine, and not need repeat, as not of power at once nor odds appeared, in might or swift prevention. But the sword of Michael, from the armory of God, was given him tempered so, that neither keen nor solid might resist that edge. It met the sword of Satan, with steep force to smite descending, and in half cut sheer, nor stayed, but with swift wheel reverse, deep entering shard all his right side. Then Satan first knew pain. As you all know, the year 2020 has been a difficult year for the performing arts. If you've enjoyed my performance, please donate to FPA, Fellowship for the Performing Arts. If you are uncomfortable with donating to a Christian organization, then please donate to a performing arts organization of your choice. But I love FPA.